Welcome back, everyone. We are talking with Councilman at Large Bob Mendes. He is joining us via Zoom, answering your budget questions here, Metro budget. And let's get to another caller. Let's go to Ralph in our final segment here. Hello, Ralph.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
My question is about the property tax assistance. One is for age. One is guided by your income level, and there's a third one, I believe, but right off the top of my head, I can't think what it is. You take a married couple over the age of 65, and if one of them happens to be working a second job, it very quickly puts them over that small limit. Can that not be changed? I mean, people falling through the cracks is what a lot of these seniors are worrying about, and I'm gonna tell you, I have to be one of them. If I don't work another job with my Social Security and my wife's Social Security, we can't survive. You been to the grocery store lately? I mean, things are not cheap anymore, and they hadn't been real cheap anyway, but things are going up and up and up and up.
All right, well, let's talk about, could we have more relief there? Okay, what about his question there, Councilman?
Yeah, so there's three programs. They're all income-based. One is for if you're 65 years and older. One is if you're a veteran below a certain income level. And the third is if you're disabled below a certain income level. And he's right. For Davidson County, the income levels are set by the state are too low to help very many people because there's just a higher cost of living here in Davidson County than in other counties. And to answer his question, like, no, we can't change it. We fully max out the spending on every program that the state lets us have. In fact, we have more money appropriated for it than we're able to get people to participate in the programs because the threshold for income is so low. And everything he said about if somebody's got a part-time job or it's a married couple, it's just very easy to get above the income level and not be qualified for the state freeze. This is one of those issues where we have to live by whatever the state lets us do. We would love, and the people who are elected in Nashville would love if the state would raise the income threshold. And I think we would have unanimous consent to fund whatever we needed to fit into the higher income levels if the state would let us do it. It might work pretty well in counties an hour outside of town. It doesn't work great in Davidson County. So
we have 2 minutes left now. What are you going to be watching here in the next few weeks? What are you kind of keeping an eye on as we kind of close things out tonight?
Yeah, so I've got well, first of all, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. I've got my eyes on the fact that the city's finances are definitely stable compared to the last couple of years, but we haven't hit a level of sustainability yet. And as I mentioned, it took 5, 6, 7 years to get here. We're not just gonna, everything's great in 1 year. And so I'll have my eye on the mayor is not looking to cut into any of that fund balance savings. He's looking to maintain that. I'll be opposed to my colleagues if anybody wants to spend the savings because we'll be right back to where we were pretty quickly if we start cutting into that we built up over the last year. So that's one thing I'll be looking at. Secondly, I will want to have a conversation about the thing you mentioned about how long into the future can we expect this tax rate to go? Because if you said, I don't want to raise the tax rate for 7 years, then that would indicate one level of spending that would be available. If frankly, we'd have to carve back some of the spending the mayor's proposed. If you said, I want it to last for 3 more years, you can do a different level of spending. And any conversation that talks about spending without talking about how long into the future is this tax rate supposed to last is you're only having half the conversation. And I want to help guard against that so we don't find ourselves, I don't want to be really excited this year about getting teacher pay to be the best in the state and then find out 4 years from now that, we're in the middle of the pack again. We need to stay ahead of the curve and achieve sustainability next. That's the next goal.
Councilman Mendes, thank you for coming on. Thanks very much for answering questions. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here. Thank you.
All right. We will take a break. I'll come back, wrap everything up right after this.